Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, excuse me, last time we ran into some issues with the trains, getting a lot of destination full errors. I want to take a step back for a moment and take the chance, give myself the opportunity to actually formulate everything again, like what I want to do, get some clarity, stuff like that. It's always, if you're running into some problems, it's always a good idea to just take a moment and start fresh. So, what I want is essentially a train that goes from, actually I might not need whatever, let's just do it here. A train that goes from a loading station to a train yard if necessary, so it stays out of the way. And from the train yard to an unloading station. And once again, back to the train yard. Here. Right. So, for this we need to keep track of the number of trains, right, that are in demand. And the same is also true for the unload, number of trains in demand. So these are the slots that theoretically mean that we, how do I do? These are the train slots that we turn off, right? These trains are trains that should not be coming back home. We're running into some problems with trains getting stuck. Let's see. Just like this one. Can't go to load. Do we have another load somewhere that's... There should be no load over here anywhere. Load. Load is all turned off. Indeed it is. Load turned off. Everything turned off. Actually, I have no name over here at all. Where else might be a load that's not turned off? No, this is a fully internal error. There are no load stations anywhere except for this one. I actually just get rid of the map over here real quick. There you go. Should be less confusing now. For me at least. Alright. So this one wants to go to the train yard, and all the train yard slots should be taken up now. They are indeed. You want to go to an unload? You cannot. Okay, so basically what's happening is that there's basically kind of a collision between trains. Let's actually use a different color here. Let's go with red. There's basically a collision with uh, from load and unload trains, where trains that are ready to go and should be dispatched cannot go. Okay, that's a little bit. Cannot go because the destinations are. Okay, that's ugly. That's really ugly. Well, because their destinations are full. And they are full. They're, how do I? Full. Due to a catch 22, which in itself is the problem, because basically what's happening is that trains that should be dispatching from one station can't go because they don't have space in either the train yard or the unload, and that happens because the trains in either in the train yard or the unload station can't go because they don't have space over here because the train that should be leaving isn't leaving. So it's basically an endless circle. I think this is something that I can fix by changing how the circuits here work a little bit. So I still want an automated count of the number of stations that I have, right? But which stations actually get turned on and off is probably something that I, instead of using the enable condition here to handle it directly, I should probably build some circuitry up here that decides based on how many slots are taken up compared to how many trains we need. So it basically compares the demand for trains from the global network with the numbers of slots that are taken up. And I'm not exactly sure how the rules here need to work, but it might be that I have to make sure let's see, how does this need to, okay. I might need to make sure that if I have any slots that are taken up by trains that are not currently docked in their station, those don't count towards the demand or the open or closed slots. I'm not sure exactly how to express this. So this train, for example, should no longer register as docked into the station here. If I go and read stop train, there is, yeah, as you can see, I'm reading the stop train via the signal T, but if I mouse over the connected wire, the green wire, there's actually no signal at all. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to check this station, does it have, I'm going to combine the sensor whether or not there's a train present, as well as read the train ID, and if this says there is a train but the station says there isn't, this station can't count towards the open or closed conditions. Which one exactly it is, that's something I still need to think about. But basically, right now, the station should be closed because this thing says there is a train here, whereas the station itself says there isn't. And instead of this, I should have maybe this one open, or just, one of the other ones here. The question is, how do I go about deciding which stations to open? Right now, I'm basically going from the biggest to the smallest because I'm determining with smaller than rather than the other way around. But first, I want to undo some of the changes I made over time that aren't necessary anymore. So I'm going to remove the settings combinator in both cases. I'm going to leave this guy here. Actually, I might leave the settings combinator, but call it something else, because this could be like an emergency function here too. Disable disable what the hell? There you go. Disable L tra transmish. So if there you go. This is much better. And I basically have like an emergency setting that I can use to turn off the demand transmission. Let's give this another hint here. Okay. I can actually use red here, I think. Use color. There you go. Should be simple enough. Okay. So I should now have transmission from both sides again. Indeed I do. Then I also need to add the Trainyard again on all my trains. Trainyard circuit condition D equals 0. And let's have all the trains come home. And further, let's also get used to yeah. Speed time up a little bit. Don't wait quite as long to get all the trains back home. Okay, that should be the last one. Indeed. Let's fix all of this. There you go. They should all now be moving to the Trainyard in between as well. So first thing to do, let's delete all the combinators. Why am I hitting the... I think... Yeah, that's fine. I can remove that rail signal, no problem. Let's also not have the train. So this thing has no more need Oops. Oh well, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I want to remove this, or move this over as far as possible. And I also want to disconnect the train stations. See if this is an easy way of doing it. There we go. Oh, make sure we also remove. There we go. And then dang it. Annoy me. I'm gonna keep going with this many trains for the simple reason that I want to make sure I actually get the arrow. I don't want to accidentally miss the arrow or anything like that. Okay, so that's one. No, this does not. Automatic dragging does not work, sadly. Okay. So the I mean, I could actually, I should actually have moved even further over. Right, just like that. That's something I should have realized before, and even because I want to make sure that I have the maximum space possible on these power grids here. There we go. Okay, and to move the final time essentially. Let's actually try that. Could have just left the tracks in there and would have made it a lot easier, but okay. So, problem, we're counting the wrong way around. We need to be counting upwards. Basically need to be connecting exactly the other way around. Okay, redo. Oh well. Basically need to be connecting this way instead of the other way around. Right. So, yep. This also has the advantage of me being easily able to place a display in here to keep track of how many slots we have. Right. But that's for later, that's for polish. So we have counted. I actually want to make sure that there is no. Does it really matter? So there's maybe a problem here if I want to. No, it's fine. It actually doesn't matter. It should be fine. Yeah, yeah. So the thought was if I wanted to read a specific number over here, I can't grab it off the green wire because even if this says 19, if I connect this over, as you can see, it'll say 20, and that's obviously because of this thing up here. Right, so this also feeds its counter into the green wire. So I'd have to grab it off the red wire to get the correct number, which is fine. I don't see a problem with that at the moment. It'd be nice if I could just drag this down here, but I guess not. Okay. What? There you go. Now something's in there. That was strange. And this is the same as well. Okay. So what do I want to do? I need to make sure that... Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Any train that is currently in here cannot count towards any train that is in here, but not in here. So let's see. Read train, read stop train here. Can a train ever have the ID of 1? That's something I want to know. Save game. Save. Load game. Let's give it... Oh, nice. Okay. Looking forward. So I haven't seen this before actually. I know that this stuff exists now, but I haven't actually played with it yet. Looking forward to testing that. I need editor. My chat. Settings, controls. Okay. It's fine by me. Okay. And a train. This one has the ID 2. Okay, so apparently a train with the ID 1 cannot actually exist. Which is really good to know. And I actually want to save this. Save. So in that, if I know that's the thing, that's a thing, then I can say if red is greater than T, output, I don't know, black, I guess. Why the hell are you green? You should be red. Okay, sure. Stick you right at the start. Okay. Don't think we need a global connection here actually. And we'll take the green wire here so that we can take the red wire there. There you go. So if I repeat this, all the way down. And I forgot to also copy this. Okay. We have a whole bunch of trains. In this case, all of them. That could be moving, but don't. Do I? I think at this time I just need to see it in action really, right? What should this say? Um, when do we enable? We enable when? And I don't want to go with 1 anymore. I want to go with something that actually makes sense. Let's go with C for counter. And let's go here with if And yeah, I think now is actually time where I do need to switch over. Or do I? So, if C equal is, I don't know, let's say is bigger than, what might we use here? One output, and then if this is not 0, and I also want to know, I don't think these guys read for train. They don't read for train. What? Gotta make sure. Yeah. You guys do read for train and you read under T. Okay. Should be same over here. Yep. Okay, so we can say stick with T for the train ID. That I think is what I need everywhere. Oh. F1. And then, I don't know. The exact operator here is probably going to change. This is not decided at this point. So in the second counter we have that, and the first counter is going to be basically the computed signal of you have 22 trains that shouldn't be here. We need to turn this into what's the... Okay, so this is basically my settings combinator. I guess this one will be manually adjusted by you according to what you're actually transporting. And that's the wrong kind of combinator. I need an arithmetic combinator here. So here is what item you have. Plus 0, output as counter 1. And this will probably change this setup here. So this is very simple. Just put you on the green. And we now have the information of okay, so connect that here and repeat everywhere. So is this last one. Oops. So what do we have? 28 on the one. Yeah, that's correct. That's the number of trains in demand. However, this is the number of... Could I maybe times -1? Alright. But so we now have the number of stations that should be turned off, which is 28. And we have the number of trains, which is 22. That should be turned on. So I guess from here we go to I think like this, I guess. And instead of connecting directly downwards, go like this. I can't see anymore what's what. It's just 1 plus black is 1. No, it's 0. 0 plus black is 1. There you go. See, what do we have here now? Shift U here. And now we need to get the black, and I'm thinking I need to actually extract the black on the red wire, not the green. Let's get just a few examples going here. You don't need to disappear, and neither do you, and neither do you. Neither do you. Really just need you guys to disappear. Then so connect the red. See, what do we have? Yeah. What do we end up with? What was it? If 1 is bigger than 2, and it's still smaller, but I want to see this in action now. I want to see what this does. Make sure I'm not actually mistaken here. Let's just let this run for a little bit. Yeah, it's happening again. Oh, it just left. I've just stretched it a little bit too long here. Could have moved everything a little bit closer together, I think. I think I'll actually do just that here. Okay. Okay, number 1. 28 trains. You can't go to load, and you can't go to unload for the same reasons. "21 trains are requested." 21. If oh, it's maybe the other way around. 2 is bigger than 1. Let's just turn it off this. Let's remove this for the moment. What do we have here now? So we have what's happening here. They basically just get an endless chain of all trains running circles here. Damn it. This is also not what I wanted. Let's have normal runs for a little bit here, I guess. We don't seem to be seeing any destination full errors. Down to normal speed. Oops. There we go. What are our numbers? 28. Just steady 28. Mm. If we break the system again. You should have the Trainyard. Okay, yeah. Still, oh, not secure. This is getting just a bit annoying. No, the system doesn't work either. Damn it. Because now we just get trains endlessly circling between one station and the train yard back and forth. That's not what we want either. Mm. Well, I've done a lot for now. Time for another think, I guess. Thanks for watching.